Hey everybody, JB here with a guest editorial. Today we're going to be talking about Dr. Seuss and cancel culture. Before we get started on this, I want to ask you to please subscribe to this channel for more cultural content coming out regularly. And please consider underwriting the efforts. There are links to Patreon and Ko-Fi right down there below. See that? Right there. Okay, before we get started, I want to tell you that the views and opinions represented are my own and not necessarily those of the rest of the staff of Cats and TV. Dr. Seuss and cancel culture. Now, this is something which has been in the news for the last week or two. Dr. Seuss, Mr. Potato Head, all of these things. Look, let me just tell you a little story from experience. Lately, I've been putting up a lot of my own music on my Bandcamp page. And one of the things is, I had a band back in high school. And we had one particular tune. I'll give myself a little bit of an out in this to say that I did not write the lyrics on this particular tune. It was a friend of ours at the time. But, I sang them. And there were some words and phrases used in that particular tune. Which was a kind of catchy little punk tune. It was wonderful. But when, I was putting these things up online, it's like, you know what? Those terms, those phrases, those labels that you put on people like that, that's not really something that I'm about anymore, and it's fine. It was of the time, and that stuff existed, and I acknowledge that it existed. But moving forward, I don't feel like there was any reason to hear those words, those ways of labeling people. It's not necessary. Times have changed. My attitudes have changed about these things. I understand, yes, they're just words, whatever. But at the same time, it's like, words do have an effect on people. Images have an effect on people. We know this. This is something which is, it should be obvious to most people, but it's not to some people apparently from the news. So, getting back to my main point, I made the decision I wasn't going to share that anymore. I acknowledge that it's part of my legacy, but this is not music. This is not a lyrical thing that I feel is representative of where I'm at. Now, getting to the Dr. Seuss thing, I think that what seems to be lost on a lot of people is that it's the foundation which controls Dr. Seuss's legacy, right? They are choosing not to publish these particular works anymore. These things were of its time, but, these books are designed for children, and these images, these words and images have an effect on children. The thing that's really getting me about this is the people who are promoting the free market. That is, you can buy what you want, that you have a right to make choices with your money as to what you want to support, are getting upset because the people who own the rights to these particular books are choosing not to publish them. Again, that's their right. In a free market, they can decide what they want to sell, what they want to share. They own that stuff, and they can put that out. It's not about censorship, it's about changing attitudes. Now, I will say that, some of my favorite cross-genre artists, Frank Zappa, the animator Ralph Bakshi, the illustrator Robert Crumb. Now, these artists are incredibly talented and incredibly influential, but they've also got their, some of that stuff is very much of its time. You have a right to choose, right? Whether or not you want to see that, whether or not you want to support that, and that's fine. But at the same time, the people who control those rights, the people who made those things, have the right to do whatever they want with it. And their heirs have the right to do whatever they want with it moving forward after these people have gone. So again, this is a thing that's been in the news a lot lately, and I know there are opposing opinions out there. And I'd like to hear some respectful opposing opinions to that. You can leave a comment down below. So again, wrapping it up, this has been your guest editorialist, JB, for CatSynth TV. Tell me what you think. Let's hear your opinion.
Thanks for watching. Check out more at www.catsynth.com. And please subscribe to CatSynth TV.
You are watching CatSynth TV.